Hey, it's a Durk episode for Monday, June 14th. And I was listening to Mur Lafferty, her Ditch Diggers podcast, where she was talking to another writer, Kress, I believe it is, Nancy Kress. And it's that thing of sometimes you listen to writers talk and you go, fuck, I'd love to do that. I just want to be in that. I want to be writing stories. I want to be doing that. And it's like you get that hankering. It's like, I get that hankering, like, yes, this is what I want to do. And it's one of those things of like, I need to like think. I don't know if I need to think. Maybe I need to just write and see. But I worry that I like the talking about it more than I like the doing. I've actually gotten a lot away from listening to writers chat because I went through a period where, I'd love to hear writers getting interviewed. And it was like I was listening to more writers getting interviewed than I seemed to be reading books or especially doing any of my own writing. So it felt like a bit of a waste of time. And really, from a reader point of view, I feel like the best way to hear a writer is through their writing. So interviews of writers talking about their books in the sense of like, tell me about your book. It's like, well, I don't want the writer to tell me about their book. I want the writer to produce a book and for me to experience that book one-on-one without that intervention of an interview in between where the writer tells me this is what I was trying to do with it. I just want to find out what the work does to me. But like writers talking about writing, I'm listening to Mur a lot less at the moment. But yeah, it does. It definitely gives me that urge. It's like I'd like to write. I'd like to write where I didn't fall into just writing erotica where it's not taking me anywhere, particularly interesting. Uh, you know, it's just sort of I'm doing it as a compulsion more than as a creative exercise, even though there's some creativity involved and you're making decisions. It's writing adjacent. It is probably writing. No offense to erotica writers out there. It's not really particularly that fulfilling to me, but it seems to be the thing that I fall into, and it's the thing that I do, and it's just really frustrating that way. But yes, listening to Mur chatting with the author and them talking about various projects and various ideas and things, it gets my juices going. Now, that said, it gets my juices in an abstract sense going, but I'm not saying, oh, I want to write this story. This story is burning to get out of me. And to be honest, I'm suspicious of the thing of saying like, oh, you should write the story that's burning to get out of you. Well, that's not how stories work for me. It's more like, oh, I have this image and it's like, okay, well, what does that image attach to? And kind of pulling it out and then attaching things and clicking them together and then trying to solve problems. It's much more organic-y that way. I have listened to her talking to writers because like the whole thing of writing an outline was fucking me up, I think, in a way, because I'd write the outline and then I feel like I'd written the book. I've actually heard of an author was talking about their process, which is like I outline the first part of the book, I write that, then I outline the next part of the book, I write that, and kind of do it that way versus trying to outline the entire thing, because they find by the time they get done the first part, they have to re-outline everything that came after it anyways, so they just do it in segments, which is like, oh, that's a good thought. Though I do think for me, if I can get it in me, if I can do it, I'd like to just write a couple of short stories and just do things that have a beginning, middle, and end, but that are a manageable length that I could, like, write a short story a week. That would be, I think, would be really useful for me, of finishing things, getting it all done, editing it, having it complete. That would be really useful to me. But that said, that means I need to find things to actually write about. I need to look for images. I need to be open to the images. Because I still have that desire. And maybe I can have that desire and just do it on my own and self-publish it to an audience of nobody, or maybe of just a ja. That would be lovely. But yeah, I still have that itch. And since I don't have to answer people's comments anymore, maybe that's where I can devote my writing to, since I don't also not watching too many booktube videos or making comments on other people's videos. So yeah, that's my thoughts for this Monday evening. Tomorrow it's back to work, so I've got a couple of things down for what I want to do. Maybe one of those things will be just try and come up with some images, some ideas for short stories, and go from there. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.